Welcome to Lexi Media. We're thrilled to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and exciting content. The first country to celebrate the New Year is typically Kiribati, specifically the Line Islands, which are part of Kiribati. Kiribati is a small island nation located in the central Pacific Ocean, and its geographic position relative to the international dateline means that it is among the first places to welcome the New Year each year. Here's a closer look at why Kiribati holds this distinction. Kiribati is made up of 33 islands scattered over a vast area of ocean, stretching across about 3.5 million square kilometers. The country is located about halfway between Hawaii and Australia, and its islands are spread over a large part of the Pacific. Despite its vast maritime territory, Kiribati has a relatively small population of around 120,000 people. The country is known for its tropical climate, coral atolls, and rich marine life, which provide the foundation for the local economy. Kiribati's unique geography, however, plays a crucial role in its position as the first country to ring in the new year. To understand why Kiribati is the first to celebrate the New Year, it's essential to understand the international dateline. The international dateline is an imaginary line running north to south through the Pacific Ocean, roughly along the 180-degree longitude. The purpose of the dateline is to mark the transition between one calendar day and the next. When you cross the international dateline from east to west, you subtract a day. When you cross from west to east, you add a day. Before 1995, the international dateline ran straight up and down, but this meant that some islands in the Pacific, including those in Kiribati, would celebrate New Year at very different times from one another. In 1995, to unify the celebration of the New Year across its vast islands, Kiribati made a historic decision to shift the international dateline to include its easternmost islands, which are the Line Islands. The Line Islands, including Kiritimati, Christmas Island, are located just to the west of the dateline. Because of the new positioning of the international dateline, these islands fall under the UTC plus 14 time zone, making them the first places on Earth to experience the new calendar year. This shift in the international dateline allowed Kiribati to ensure that all its islands, even those far apart, would celebrate New Year at the same time. The Line Islands are a group of 8 islands in the Central Pacific. Among these, Kiritimati Island, also called Christmas Island, is the largest and most well-known. It is the largest coral atoll in the world and covers an area of about 388 square kilometers. Kiritimati is the most populated of the Line Islands and serves as the center of the region's governance and culture. Kiritimati Island and the other Line Islands are part of the Gilbert Islands, one of the 3 main groups that make up the country of Kiribati. The country's capital is located on Tarawa Atoll in the central part of the nation, but it is the Line Islands that hold the title of being the first to experience the New Year. The time zone of Kiribati's Line Islands is UTC plus 14, which means they are 14 hours ahead of Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. This time zone places the Line Islands in the farthest forward position on the global time zone map, allowing them to be the first to celebrate New Year's Day. For example, when it is midnight on December 31st UTC, it is already 2 p.m. on January 1st on Kiritimati Island. This unique time zone positioning allows the inhabitants of Kiribati's Line Islands to usher in the new year before any other nation on Earth. The celebration begins at midnight on December 31st in the UTC plus 14 time zone, and soon after the rest of the world follows suit, each country celebrating the new year according to their respective time zones. Before the 1995 adjustment of the international dateline, Kiribati's islands were spread across both sides of the dateline, which caused confusion when it came to marking the beginning of the new year. For example, some islands celebrated New Year's Day on December 31st, while others celebrated on January 1st. The line of demarcation made it difficult for people in Kiribati to coordinate New Year's celebrations across the nation. In response, the government of Kiribati made the decision to move the international date line so that all of Kiribati's islands, including those in the Line Islands, would be on the same calendar day. By placing the Line Islands to the east of the date line, Kiribati ensured that they were in the UTC plus 14 time zone, making them the first to experience the new year. The move had broader implications for international travel and trade as well. Shifting the date line meant that travelers to or from Kiribati could experience the crossing of the date line differently than before, depending on their direction of travel. Still, the shift was considered an important step for unifying the country's timekeeping practices and simplifying the celebration of important events, such as the New Year. Kiribati's role as the first country to celebrate the New Year makes it a point of interest for people around the world. The Line Islands' unique position means that as the clock strikes midnight in Kiritimati, people in other parts of the world are still anticipating the arrival of the new year. Kiritimati's first sunrise of the new year is a symbolic and significant event for many Pacific Islanders, and celebrations are often marked with cultural ceremonies, feasts, and festivities. Though Kiribati is relatively small in terms of population, the world's first New Year's celebration is often recognized in global media, with Kiritimati Island being highlighted as the first place to welcome the dawn of a new year. The visual imagery of the first sunrise in the Pacific Ocean often features in news broadcasts, highlighting the early moments of the new year before celebrations spread to other countries. Living on small islands in the Pacific, Kiribati faces unique challenges due to its geographical isolation and vulnerability to climate change. The rising sea levels, caused by global warming, threaten many of Kiribati's low-lying islands, including Kiritimati. The government has been active in seeking international assistance to combat these threats and ensure the survival of the nation's islands. Despite these challenges, the people of Kiribati continue to take pride in their cultural heritage, which includes being the first to celebrate the new year. The decision to adjust the date line was also a way of asserting national identity and cohesion in a world that is increasingly interconnected.